broken system, chained and tangled up in lies. Voices shouting, screaming in defeat. Politicians playing games under darkened skies. Hope lost in the dust of the street. Red and blue, colors pouring from the sky. Debates turn to anger, the crowd gets loud. Punches flying in the blink of an eye. Truth buried deep beneath the shroud. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak don't survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive. Faces on the screen, flashing perfect teeth. But behind those eyes, just rotting greed. Politicians turn to whispers beneath. They all just get what they need. Whispering conspiracies, drowning in their lies. Echoes of freedom, lost in cries. Spin the wheel of fate, let's see who rise. But this game will bleed you dry. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak don't survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak don't survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Bullpen. I just got back from hanging out in the mountains, doing my daughter's 21st birthday celebration. We went and did the casino thing and found out that she can't handle more than about 3 or 4 twisted teas before she is completely gone. So apparently she hasn't been drinking that much underage. So I guess that's a good thing that she was such a lightweight. Little Chad is putting his little one to sleep, and Slender Dad's hanging out to start the show with us. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Did you ever give her sips? I give my kids sips. They'll if they're eyeing it, they're like, "Can I try it?" I'm like, "You're not gonna like it."
No,
Have a
because
sip.
I primarily drink bourbon, and a sip is probably about the equivalent of somebody having a beer when you're drinking the
They're
bourbon.
definitely not gonna like bourbon.
Oh, my youngest, she's what, 16? Anytime I've got any bourbon, she doesn't want to sip. She just wants to smell it. She likes the smell of bourbon. So she's probably in big trouble later. Because, yeah, if you like the smell of ethanol at 15, 16, you're
Isn't the
probably
smell
not going to
like
have a problem with it when you start drinking it when you're 21.
isn't
That's
the smell like 60% of the taste?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
right. Hey, Chad.
hello on
I'm
this
just, while
fine
you talk,
Freedom Day.
I'm going to do a quick unboxing of what I'm going to be having tonight because it's a celebration night. So go
Is
for
it
it.
is it a special Trump reserve? Is it from Trump? I'm sure Trump makes bourbon.
It's a bottle of Blanton's Gold Edition.
Oh,
Hard
just
to come by.
hold on. Breaking news: Trump just announced the official withdrawal of the U.S. from the World Health Organization.
Good.
It's the wins. Oh my gosh, I'm almost getting tired of winning, but then again, I'm not. So this is awesome.
It's got that little gold horsey on top instead of the usual brass one. Nice silken black bag, says Blanton's.
Here I've got I've got an image to share for you in terms of how much work is getting done right now.
That's a lot of executive orders.
Yep.
Did you
I
see?
gotta redo all the shit he undid. First 100 days, try first 100 hours.
Just give me a list of everything he did, and we'll just sign off on everything, reversing it all.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Which
and
is basically how his speech went in front of him earlier today. I love it.
And look at that stack of pens right
Yeah,
there.
got the permanent markers back.
And did you see him tossing at Capital One Arena, where he's just tossing them out to the fans after he was signing them in the arena?
Oh, is that what he was doing? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see a lot of it because I was doing the traveling today.
Yeah, so he was signing executive. He brought a few executive orders to sign at Capital One Arena, and
Only
Nice.
Donald Trump could make signing executive orders into a freaking event.
But it's exactly what we all wanted, so it was an event.
and
Yeah.
man, my God, the memes! I'm so happy with some of the memes here. I'm just gonna share this one. Brahma, this one made me think of you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, check it out.
trying to add it. There it goes. Yes.
I just love that Trump didn't give a rat's ass. So I was watching.
Speaking of the first time you see boobs, did you see Zuckerberg looking at?
Oh yeah, I sent you
Bezos' wife.
I was the one who's.
That was a fantastic moment.
I sent that to you.
Well, I had seen it about 20 other times. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure where it, where I had
Yeah.
originally gotten it, but yeah, Zuckerberg may not be a robot after all. Who knows?
Here we go. I got that one.
And the guy behind him too.
Kushner's the only one who can keep his eyes up because he's like, my wife's are better.
Kushner's like my wife's are worth $1 billion.
I don't know. Bezos' might be too.
All right, Josh. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. So I did see the ones Josh Hammond made, so I can bring those up.
Okay.
Because Josh Hammond made some ones for us.
Cool. Yeah, well, I hope everybody has had a fantastic day so far. We definitely wanted to go live. We'll run this right up into Comics Division's Monday Night Meltdown, and I've already got it scheduled to toss you all over there once we're done with the show. But we just wanted to celebrate a little bit, have a little bit of talk about what's going on.
We got Trump as Spider-Man.
With the American flag.
Trump and Elon Iron Man.
I like how it still has the cowl, but his hair.
Yeah. Here, let me see. And then someone else in response sent this one over.
Nexus Mods banned that. You can't. We got to take that down.
I do give
illegal mod.
I give him credit because it definitely looks like the suit is getting filled out a little more than it was.
It kind of messed up the star on the shield, though.
Yeah. Grok will do that.
Oh, you know what that is? That's Trump's homage to making the capital Jerusalem.
Right.
Yeah, so let me stop sharing. I'll find some more because I've been saving them all day because they've been so good.
Yeah. I mean, somebody said the press conference was great. Yes, the press conference was great, but just as fantastic, and we've screwed up this scene all over the place now. Just as fantastic was the inauguration speech where he was just like, you know what? I'm going to burn everything you did to the ground, and I'm going to say it directly in front of you, and you guys just get to sit there and take it. Not the typical speech you would give for the inauguration speech, but it's exactly what everybody in the country wanted to hear him say, that he's actually serious and he's going to start doing it right the hell now.
Don't argue with me. Just smile and nod.
FYI, Florida has already started referring to it as the Gulf of America in press releases. So they have in a once in a generation kind of thing. The Panhandle is dealing with winter weather, like snowstorms. So they're doing press releases I saw today as this storm front moves across the Gulf of America into the Panhandle. It was
The Gulf
Oh,
of America.
here.
We also have had our first confirmation.
Oh,
I
was
mean,
it
it happened like, what, an hour
Rubio?
ago? But
Was it Rubio?
Rubio is officially the first member of the cabinet, has already
Hegs,
passed through the Senate.
Hegseth cleared the Armed Forces Committee, so we're good
Yep.
there. And that was where the one problem person would have been. Honestly, I don't think anybody is going to be. I mean, I suppose I shouldn't say anybody because
Tulsi and Cash are the only ones they'll try to lay gloves on. And I don't
RFK,
think they'll
they're
be
going to
able
go hard. Don't forget, RFK is going after the pharma industrial complex.
Yeah.
So they are going to go hard against him. But we do have, here we go. Here's another day one item for you. Trump already followed through. He's going to be pardoning Bevelyn Williams, who was put in prison for praying
For
outside
protesting the praying. Yeah.
silently praying outside an abortion clinic.
That's good news.
Yep.
It's freaking baffling.
He's
No, what's
not
baffling is Biden pardoning his whole family at midnight last night.
No, that's not baffling. That was
Oh.
expected.
Oh shit, here it goes. It's hit the fan. Sharing it for you. This was just President Trump signs the executive order suspending birthright citizenship.
That'll be an interesting one because that's directly challenging the interpretation of an amendment.
Yep.
So that one will definitely go before the Supreme Court, and then we'll finally get a decision once and for all on whether anchor babies are something that is allowed in this country.
As it should be, because the wording of the amendment is very clear that parents subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, meaning at least one citizen parent.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
Not just
Clearly,
come
we
over
don't
here on
subject them
vacation
to our
while 8 months
justice.
pregnant and have a baby and suddenly, oh, we're all here.
So the Capital One Arena executive orders were he rescinded 78 Biden executive orders, froze federal regulations, so no new regulations can be added. He put a freeze on federal hiring. Federal workers must return to full-time in-person work immediately.
Nice.
He directed all cabinet agencies to address the cost of living crisis, withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty, restoring free speech, eliminating government censorship. So that was a directive to all government agencies to stop sending takedown requests to social media, and a directive to end government weaponization against political opponents. So,
and the Amnesty app was shut down within like
15
minutes.
That was 10. Yeah, there's he sworn in about noon, and there were people that it was shut down within 10 minutes, and people who had 1:00 flights out were canceled, canceled. And of course, the press immediately put a picture of a crying woman out there who, whatever.
Yep. So right off the bat, we're making changes, big changes, because just getting rid of that app automatically suspends all these amnesty claims that aren't real amnesty claims.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We got
that app also the app that they could go on to get placed in a home and get free money from the government?
That was the get free everything app.
You basically applied for amnesty. You got an appointment for when you were allowed to illegally enter the country. And then you got everything that came along with illegally entering the country under a Biden administration.
Oh, here's one for you, Slender. I don't know if you had seen this story, but they had General Milley's portrait taken down from the Pentagon.
Good.
It had just been put up last week. So then
we'll pardon this portrait right out of existence.
And what you can see,
he provided comfort to our enemies, and I'm sorry, nope.
Here's what else you'll notice.
He literally said that he would go behind Trump's back in his first presidency.
So this portrait
Don't worry, China, I got you covered.
So this was his official portrait as a chairman of the Joint Chiefs. They pulled the portrait, and you can see the nameplate. They took the name. It's all gone.
He just doesn't exist anymore.
And he got a preemptive pardon today.
Yep. That was one of the the middle of the night pardons from Joe Biden last night, so all of his family, all the J6 committee, General Milley, and Fauci. Preemptive pardons for all of them.
Why does Fauci need a
And,
pardon? I
yeah,
thought he did everything
these,
right.
Why would these people need pardons? I mean, it's basically an admission of guilt to pardon them at this point. So he really did them no favors other than they won't ever be held accountable for everything that they did.
Actually,
But-
in a way, it also screws them, though. Because they cannot plead the fifth anymore if they are
Correct.
brought forth to testify.
And it means that, so this is an important one. Here we go. We'll actually play the clip.
This is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon.
Did you catch a full pardon?
Full pardon or commutation?
Nathan,
Full
he
pardon.
goes full pardon.
Yep.
He said, because so I was watching on NBC because I don't have regular cable, so I was using Peacock. So I was actually, because it was fun to watch like the bitterness within the NBC News people. Like before his speech, like, is he going to take the opportunity to be, open, or is he going to do another American carnage speech? And I was like, oh, this American, they did it.
Oh, dude, did you see the way CNN tried to spin it right after the speech? They're like, he spent a lot of time talking about himself. Didn't really talk about his plans for America or the American people. Just talked about himself the whole time. And I was like, did you listen to the same speech?
They never do. Let's address this real quick. March 47. Did he do the 51 officials on the Hunter Biden letter? He revoked all of their security clearance immediately. Everybody who signed that letter has no security clearance anymore.
Rightfully so.
So that was awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah, he was he was right he's right to do it. It's going to completely cripple these guys' ability to go out there. So they drape themselves in the credibility of still having access to this information. So when they go out on a CNN or do a report to the New York Times or sign the letter, it has that credibility. Well, they must know things we don't. So I guess they're right.
Yep. Well, we got 10 New Zealand dollars coming from our favorite Australian, Smokey and Z. So much winning. Indeed there is. Yeah, it's been a great day here. I mean, I'm exhausted, but that's mostly from the trip today. But we got up early and, well, semi-early after. I mean, yesterday was my daughter's 21st birthday, so last night was the night that we were up real late. But we got up early and watched the inauguration, everybody together. And yeah, it's been a fantastic day.
Oh,
Smokey
tonight's show is
also
sponsored by Smokey.
Yeah. Smokey coming in, just making sure that we're getting paid for the show, I guess. So
I guess
Smokey
gets
gets 5
Smokey,
Brahma Bull memberships.
Yeah, Smokey must be really happy he can probably come to the United States again without worrying about, requirements.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one for you. I
And
think
we're
this
ready
is
for him to come to a meetup.
this is a fun meme.
All right.
Yep.
Got rid of
Kind of
worm
how it
tongue.
feels.
It's like the worm tongue is gone. It's like, we have was it the what's been lit the what's been lit
The Flames of Gondor, or what? I'm not as well versed as some in this area.
the
in Lord of the
beacons.
Rings.
The beacons have been lit. Trump has responded. Did you see how he already changed the whitehouse.gov website? It's
Oh yeah,
playing
it
like,
immediately
yeah.
plays the video of the helicopters and everything else going on. Yeah. Lauren Sanchez, Eric Myers, is that what's his face's girlfriend?
Yeah, that's
If
Bezos'
yes, then
girlfriend's.
Yeah. Yep, we already brought it onto the screen and everything. So I did find an interesting thread by Justine Bateman doing an inauguration fashion roundup. You know who
Nice.
was probably the worst dressed, but
You're backstage, man.
yeah, probably the worst dressed, but funniest thing was, I'll get you in here just a sec, Matt, was Fetterman showing up once again in shorts and a hoodie.
I mean, it's his brand. I mean, you got to give him. I can't
To the inauguration.
look.
I mean-
Here's the thing, though. I mean, I don't like that he does it, but that's literally his brand.
That
It's what
is
he
his
runs
thing.
on. So I
know.
can't
Yeah.
fault him for doing it.
Yeah,
It'd be
guess
like
what? Guess what, Brahma? I'm wearing my Red Sox hat to your funeral. Deal with it.
I was gonna say it'd be like Mad not wearing his homosexual sweatpants when he goes places.
They are athletic sleek. Babe, what is it? Athletic what?
Athletic
pants.
chic, really?
We went to the
We're
website.
going back to athlete chic.
Yeah, athlete chic.
Okay.
They're super comfortable and they're cool. Hi, everybody. It's me, Mad.
It is mad.
Mad, who wears
Vladimir
the
Putin
sweatpants?
has put out a statement that he's ready to negotiate for peace.
Oh,
So that's
why?
good.
What happened?
Weird.
The spigot of money to the giant toilet of Ukraine's oligarchs has been turned off, where they just flush that money down the toilet and put it into their own pockets.
Yeah, they may have gotten the point during the inauguration speech when he said, "We've been spending all the money on everybody else's borders and putting nothing into our own borders. That's going to end." I mean, you would think that sounds better for Ukraine, but Trump's not going to just let everything go. I mean, I'm sure Ukraine's going to have to give up territory. Putin's going to have to concede a whole bunch of stuff too, but I still don't see any chance in hell Ukraine's admitted into NATO.
I think where they're at right now in that stalemate along the Crimea or whatever, that whole area, I think it's just going to stay at that line because
Yeah, we freeze the lines and
yeah. Well, because past that line into what Russia has gained, there's a large proportion of people that there's a lot of Russian support over there, which was part of the issue to begin with, because Ukraine was having issues with people that were loyal to Russia. So for them to get that back, it would just be more issues rather than just keeping the lines where they are now.
yeah, I think so.
And it would save face for Putin. Would not. He can't go back empty-handed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
After all of this,
Putin is 100% keeping Crimea, and probably they're going to make the zone that they've taken, that it was past Crimea, into the neutral zone that is not owned by anybody as a buffer. And it's going to be a no man's land.
Oh,
And-
you think it's going to be another DMZ like
Yes,
like in Korea?
Yes, that area, the Donbass, is going to become like a DMZ where it's not officially. It's basically an independent zone. It'll work with Russia.
Sorry,
And
the Venia got me.
Crimea River.
somebody
good.
use AI and put Putin on Justin Timberlake and make that song.
Well, like sexually?
no,
Who would be the bottom?
no, the Crimea River song. And
Oh,
clearly,
okay, that makes more sense.
clearly, Zelensky's the bottom. He'll take it for the money.
I mean, we're talking Mr. JT.
I guess you missed the whole part where people have confirmed that JT apparently is not a man's man.
Who said this?
Well, Britney Spears put it in her book, and then
Oh, she's a trustworthy source.
but then
Yeah,
there was
that's,
people. Then there was people who leaked photos.
What
that
do you mean
seems
photos?
like a waste of Jessica Biel.
What was he wearing? Super duper cool looking sweatpants?
So, and I mean, clearly Britney may have been trying to like knife
You're
him,
losing me, mad.
but she wrote in the book that when she was having her first time with him, she was like, "Okay, I'm ready. You can go and do it."
Enter me.
And he was like, and he said, "I'm already there. I'm already in." And she was like, she's like, in my head, I was like, "Oh no, this is
Oh,
disappointing."
that's different. I thought you were saying that Brittany was like he's not a man's man. Like
But he
he's
swings the other way.
yeah.
No, I'm saying that he's not a
Well
man's-
endowed.
Yeah,
Is
there-
that
Yeah,
what you're
that's-
trying to get to?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying
Well,
to think of you two. You're monetized now, Brahma. I'm not going to blow up your spot.
Well
That's
endowed
Matt's job.
would be
This
the
is
easy
the-
way to say it.
Yeah, this is the last. Yeah, truly, this is the only
I
thing I
thought-
say about it. Until we get the measurements of what he was going into, we cannot judge that.
It's true. It's true. I mean, if it's a hallway, doesn't
Exactly.
matter how big the hot dog is
Yep.
once you throw it.
Yep.
All right.
If it's that on her first time, that's really troublesome.
All right. So I've got the executive order, by the way, on gender. States that
There
there's
is only male and female.
all radical gender ideology, guidance, communication, and policies will be removed. Agencies will now cease pretending that men can be women and women can be men. So all government agencies, including with passports, must now reflect the personal records reflecting biological reality, not self-assessed gender identity. Oh, people are going to be
Good.
pissed about this because, like,
Good.
I
that
hope
one
so.
that one dude who tried to get over on the DMV in Florida till he did the video, and they were like, "Thanks for bringing it to our attention. Here's your corrected
Yeah.
license."
Here,
Oh, did that really happen? I
this
saw
one
the
actually
video
has
they
your
posted.
correct gender on it. Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't know they went back and corrected it.
No, they sent it. Yeah, they sent him a letter. They said, "Thanks for bringing it to our attention that there was a mistake made. Here's your corrected license, and please be careful because your video makes it sound like you committed a crime by requesting a new driver's license when you did not have it, one lost or stolen. So in the future, just consider that as well." Like, oh, this is great.
Well, and the orders that he's doing about DEI in all government positions, fantastic. It's going to be a meritocracy from here on out. There will be no more DEI at any level of government positions. We got $5 from Deeple over on the Rumble side. The U.S. is once again the beacon on the hill. Let the rest of the West learn from us and fight back against globalist DEI elites. Also, Brahma, I made some wholesome images for the show on X. Hail chat.
We're gonna get somebody to check those out first.
Yeah, we'll have to have Chad see if he can go grab them because I'm doing all the other producing, so I don't have the ability to really go check.
What am I checking?
Deeple said he did some
Oh,
memes
yeah.
for the show, some
Okay.
images.
Gotcha. Here, by the way, this is for the J6 one. So there's 14 who were commuted but not pardoned. And I believe those are the people who had probably cases where it was specific to some kind of violence against a law enforcement officer.
Actual assault of some kind.
Yeah. So they commute. All right, here we go. Commute the sentences of the following individuals convicted of offenses related, and they were going to review them for pardons as like as a case by case basis.
So commuting in the meantime, and then a possible
Yeah.
pardon,
So they're out of
depending on
jail.
what they actually did.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not in jail anymore. Everybody else gets a full and complete unconditional pardon to all other individuals convicted of offenses related to an offense. So here we go. I further direct the Attorney General to pursue dismissal with prejudice to the government of for all pending indictments against individuals. Bureau of Prisons shall immediately implement all instructions. So there's no waiting on this one. This one is everyone gets out tonight, and I've seen some reporting on that too. Everybody's getting out tonight. They're opening the doors for them.
They should have been out
Nice.
years ago.
Yep. So yeah, I think I don't recognize. Let me see if I recognize some of these.
Where
names.
is Enrique on there?
I don't think he's gonna get.
I think he's trying to be somebody's hero.
He was the
Yeah.
one who wasn't even there.
I got
in
that
the
Yeah,
back.
city.
he wasn't
Son of a
even
bitch.
there and somehow got sentenced to 20-something years.
For sedition, no, conspiracy against the United States or something like.
Yeah.
But he made the deal, didn't he? Like, actually,
I don't know.
like make it, decide
I'm
to
sure
testify.
he was compelled
Coerced
to make
slightly.
that deal.
Yeah, so this is perfect. This is exactly what like when you heard that Vance come out and they're like, we're not going to pardon the people, and that's when some people pushed back and said that some of the individuals who are convicted of offenses related to like assaulting an officer were gussied up charges, where I think one example was a person yelling at an officer was charged with assaulting the officer under the theory that the yelling hurt his ears.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mad, when you were a
That
cop, what would the
cannot be
typical
true.
amount of time serve for
Look.
assaulting a
Okay,
cop
so
be?
that's one of those charges you throw in that is gonna go, like when they do the plea bargain. That's when they'll take off. They're like, okay, we'll take off the
Right.
assault by verbally hurting his ears if
or
you
spitting
know.
on him, or
Yeah. if you accept these other ones. Well, yeah, I'm kidding. There's no charge for my ears. I don't know. Actually, now that I think, I guess it could be because I mean it causes physical.
could
It
cause
couldn't be
damage.
assault though. Yeah, it couldn't because that would be the
It's not
unwanting
physical.
touching of of a person or whatever. You're not touching them. I guess
I mean, I would think if you used like a megaphone directly into their ear or something,
that I
that could
think
be
yeah.
assault, or
Well,
did a firework and threw it and it burst right next to their ear or something.
yeah, it could be a
But
charge,
yelling,
but
I don't see that.
I mean, why did the cop have his ear right like an inch away from his mouth? I
They
don't
were
understand.
the point is they were going for every possible theory to get people charged with these excessive crimes. So
Yeah. I mean, we knew that, so
I mean, so that's why I think it's the right call. Like they commute them now so they get them out of jail, and then let the people send their like review and analysis on the case to pardon them later, because everybody's paying attention right now. And this is so if he had gone and gave everybody a full pardon, the press would have just ran with Trump pardons people who assaulted and they'd say and killed officers because they always lie about that.
well, that kind of
No.
goes back to Pam Bondi's hearing where they were like, "So you're going to review all of these pardons on day one?" And she was like,
Oh,
"Well,
yeah.
I mean, I have a whole team of people. I'm the head of everything. There are people that work there. Yes, we can review a couple hundred cases, but I'm not committing to anything." I mean, Trump does the pardoning, not Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi just advises, and he doesn't really even need her advisement on this.
So
He
what
can
you're
do
saying,
whatever
Pam?
and then direct Pam to look into whether they deserve full pardons.
So what you're saying, Pam? You don't have the testicle fortitude to say no to Trump. That's something he actually said. I can't believe
Testicular.
nobody called. Yeah, that's what. That's what I said.
Testular?
Yeah, that's like the original Latin.
Oh, okay.
You know how
Makes more
like
sense now.
it's you're using the romanization of the original word.
And you're using the Steinerization of it.
Your
Are we
face is
looking for
Steiner.
testicular fortitude? Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, tested. Yeah, balditude.
Balditude. Okay.
Balditude.
So here's our photo list of everybody whose clearances got revoked today. These were the
Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit better.
There we go. Yeah. The big highlights would be James Clapper.
Wait, who
over
are
here.
these people got pardon?
No, they
got their security clearance revoked for signing the Hunter Biden letter.
Oh, cool.
So we've got
looks like some
the
of them.
51 people, the 51 intelligence experts that signed on to the letter saying, yeah, it's all Russian op, when they knew it wasn't, because they had already had the laptop for over a year and had already determined that it was Hunter's.
So
I'll
we got
say this
That
about
term
eight.
is pretty loose with those people.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
say
Matt.
this: eight of them are not photogenic at all.
No. We've got Brennan, who I think most people remember. Clapper, Hayden. These are the three like main guys from the Obama administration. Brennan famously, was a known Russian asset, like in paperwork from the KGB after Russia left the Soviet Union fell, and we somehow let him move up to being like the head of the CIA.
And now he's on CNN and MSNBC all the time.
Yeah.
Harrington on the second row, he looks like somebody that flew cocaine for the CIA from Colombia in like the 90s. Does he not look like?
Yeah, he does. Oh, the rest of these are kind of exactly what you'd think of for a CIA analyst or
A
intelligence.
whole bunch
analyst.
of retired intelligence officers.
Leon Panetta gets his revoked of
Nice.
Clinton administration fame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Morrell over here, he's a douche nozzle and a half. You've seen him on cable news screeching for years.
Did you see who Biden didn't pardon that is screeching about it on Twitter?
Oh,
right now?
Vinman. Yeah, Rachel Vinman. Like
Vinman is furious
Who's
they
that?
did not get a pardon.
That's the spouse of Eugene Vinman.
Okay,
and sister-in-law to Alexander Vinman, who was the main whistleblower in the second Trump impeachment.
That was the first Trump
impeachment.
The one who leaked the phone call to Ukraine.
Oh,
Vin-
not the one that was like, and he grabbed the wheel while.
No, that was that was the girl. This is the spouse. So the Vinmans are twin brothers, originally from Ukraine, born in Ukraine, who joined the U.S. military after their family emigrated,
Uh-huh.
and rose up to both being lieutenant colonels.
Wow, both of them.
Pudgy ass lieutenant colonels at that.
Yeah.
No
No requirements there.
One of them is now a congressman because in Virginia. Well, makes me want to vomit. And Rachel Vinman was
20
bitching.
years?
Yeah, and well, not from. Yeah, it's one of Southern Virginia, I guess. They're from Prince William County, effectively.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, what was it? The Vinmans. There's a lot of problems where they could. Number one, as lieutenant colonels retired, Trump, I believe, has the ability to start pulling shit on, like, basically maybe having that looked at for if they need to be pulled in and charged through the UCMJ, because when they leaked stuff against the commander in chief, Vinman testified that he basically decided that Trump's policy was a problem and he didn't like it, so he was going to leak it. Which
Unilaterally made a decision that
Matt,
classified phone calls should be leaked.
Matt, I think you can probably speak to this from your military experience. Do you get the decision as a lower on the rung? Do you get to decide your boss's policy is wrong when it's not an illegal order? Just the policy is wrong. So I'm going to leak things.
I'll say this. There was one time where I tried to change the section sergeant's policy of going the same way that we've been going for 3 days, because I told him I had a really bad feeling about it, and he said no. But that turned out okay.
But you
Other
got
than
yelled
that-
at for not pulling the halon dispenser.
Oh no,
right?
yeah, well, yeah, I got blown up. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what happened when I tried to change that policy.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't
Bush
laugh
over
at
here.
that.
Bush says, isn't Prince William County right next to Arlington? No, Fairfax County is the one right next to Arlington. Prince William is south of that, headed towards Richmond, followed by Stafford County, and then it moves down the 95 corridor. So it's a couple counties removed. Fairfax is the big problem. Prince William is like a medium problem.
We need to stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
Now, one of the other executive orders Trump is doing is reinstating
Do I need to bring it back up?
all the military people. I don't have I have to get the link to this one where he's
Okay.
reinstating all the military who were kicked out for not taking the COVID vaccine with back pay and
With
promotion.
back pay. Now, do they get to choose to accept that? Because now it's been 4 years that they've been out of the military.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think they're making them come back.
right. I wouldn't think that they could, but
Well, I
Real
mean,
quick,
it could,
I was looking at Twitter and I was like, "What the? Who is that giant?" It took me a second. I thought it was a legit giant.
yeah, it's Barron Trump.
Yeah. I figured it out after I looked at it, but just first glance, I'm like, "Oh, what's happening?"
But that is kind of what it looked like in the inauguration today. Barron dwarfed everybody in there, including
He is-
Trump, and
he
Trump's
is a
not a
tall
short
dude.
man.
I was like, "Oh, I didn't know he was a Nephilim. What is it?
Nephilim.
Yeah,
Nephilim.
Nephilim.
Yeah.
No, Nephilim, I think, was the right word. The giants
Yeah, I think I did.
from
Yeah.
biblical. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it's when angels banged humans. That's
Yeah,
what they
angels interbred with humans. And
Wasn't,
created Nephilim,
Human women.
who
Yeah.
were giants.
Wait, wasn't
I'm
Samson
sorry.
supposed to also be sort of that? If I remember?
I mean, he
no,
was a Philistine. I don't think he was a Nephilim.
No. He was more like Hulk Hogan. Like his hair.
A real American?
Well, no,
Oh,
that of course.
So
but the
he
hair.
ran into the arena and got powered up when people would start chanting Samson,
Oh,
Samson.
No, you said Samson. Yeah, no. I was thinking Goliath.
Oh,
Getting my biblical mixed up.
Trump also just reinstated the order for classical architecture and federal construction, so that's good.
Bush, that one's mad. That's got to send you that thing on Barron.
But, oh yeah, that's why I was going over to Twitter. I got distracted by a giant.
I'm trying to find.
Did y'all see the video of him and Elon, where Elon's super? Listen, I have somebody that has a prescription for amphetamines. I get it. He was excited.
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh, dude.
But it's not like he clicked his heels before he did it.
Matt,
Right.
did
No,
you
but
see-
it was the no. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one with the son. What's his name? The kid, the
Barron?
giant.
Baron Trump.
Baron. Yeah, Baron was in front of him just over everything that was happening behind him. Did everything but rolled his eyes. It was
But
like, oh, God.
just to get another what's going to be one of the inauguration greatest hits here is Mark Zuckerberg casually checking this out because this is a better wide shot of the
We're
picture.
just going to keep going back to it, huh?
It's great because what's awesome is this shot. You see the CEO of Google over here on the right, followed by Jeff Bezos. Over here is we've got our Ivana.
And
What's his name?
That's not Hakeem in the back, is it?
Hakeem Jeffries? No,
No. Okay.
no. But what's great is right off camera to the right is Tim Cook from Apple. It's like all the CEO, all the tech guys were in one row, and then just Zuckerberg is just like, no, boobs.
Oh, I didn't know it was
Boobs.
Zuckerberg. I saw him taking a peek. I didn't know that's who it was.
I
Yeah,
think
I
being
do
on
like that the
Rogan,
microphone covers up the, her face though, because
but
they're looking at the assets that are important there.
no,
Who
but
is it?
what's great is Zuckerberg is going on
Bezos'
Rogan
girlfriend.
has turned him into like an average red-blooded American male. He's just like, I don't give an F. I'm at the inauguration. I'm bored. I'm staring at some boobs.
I'm not a robot. Keep calling me a robot. Look what I'm doing. I'm looking at titties.
Look, in his defense, it may have been like, why are you wearing? You don't have the assets to wear that low cut of a shirt. You know what I mean?
There were a few people who had a problem with her wearing something like that to the inauguration,
Well,
but then you
no,
look
it
at
would've been-
Fetterman and who cares?
It would have been fine if she filled it out.
She filled out the dress the night before.
I'm looking at chick dresses. By the way, I'm sharing what Boost sent me.
Okay. Yep.
They're the same picture.
Yeah. It's the same person.
Oh man, that's funny.
Let me see if I can find the picture of the night before. Yeah.
Well, okay.
All right, I'm not going to lie here. I'm going to share one for you. When I saw this comment on Melania's outfit, I can't unsee it now.
Oh, okay. I thought she looked very Dick
No.
Tracy-ish.
Where in the
Oh, this
world
is
is
the video I was
Melania
talking
San
about.
Diego?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
thought
God,
she
yes.
looked like a character out of Spy versus Spy.
I know that's the Melania San Diego thing.
I thought she looked like something out of Dick Tracy, but Carmen San Diego fits too.
Yeah,
She looks like a wife of a Chicago. Damn it, I had it too. What's
Chicago
the
Bull.
the bootlegger people?
Oh, are you
Al
talking about
Capone?
Al Capone?
Yeah, no. The
Untouchables?
No. She looks like of a mafia guy, but during the prohibition, it doesn't matter. You've
Yeah, Al
ruined it.
Capone.
No, I wasn't talking about a specific person.
Oh, just any of them. Okay, so this was what she was wearing at the
Mafioso in
inauguration.
general?
This is what she was wearing at the ball the night before.
Wait, so are they inflatable? Can you release?
Apparently.
Is it like the old Reebok pump shoes? You go pump,
Oh.
depending on the occasion.
I had
Yeah.
Reebok pump.
Although
Time
I
out,
don't
bad
think
guys.
Yep.
I don't think she's an overly attractive woman, personally.
Clearly,
running
she
out
knows
of
she can
air.
fly a helicopter. Is that what her skill set is? By the way, here's here's a picture of Melania
I mean, if you want to get Kobe'd,
towering
sure.
over Donald like she's friggin' the Joker from Batman 1989.
Big boy did it. Big boy did it.
You know what I love about Donald Trump? Like, as far away as this picture is, you can still read his signature the way he's signing.
Oh, because it's
Oh, yeah.
giant.
And
Using
that
the
scratchy
giant,
sound it makes with the permanent marker.
I want the felt tip black permanent pens.
And I will say, like, it's
Jeffo,
not a
that's
bad
President
outfit.
Trump.
It's just a weird outfit for the current ceremony.
I think
you know?
Jeff
hat.
might have been talking about Lauren Sanchez, who is Bezos' girlfriend, if he's behind a little bit. Oh, there you go,
Yeah, the
Boost.
hat was a little much.
Melania is a smooth criminal.
Right. No, the speculation is that Melania was wearing that because she's so into fashion, wearing that because it was supposed to signify her being on the defensive over the last time that she was the first lady, and they tore apart everything she wore that was actually fashionable.
I
And
thought it was because she was
feminine.
about to settle all family business at the christening.
Could be.
Oh, come on. That was a good one, fuckers.
It was okay.
I feel I never met her, believe it or not, haven't met her, but I feel as though she does not care what the media says about what she wears. I think she has enough. She's been dressing herself long enough now to where she knows what looks good and what doesn't. She doesn't need the opinion of the media because they're gonna hate whatever she wears.
Yeah.
I think she was probably
Even if
pissed in the first term that her as an actual fashion model
yeah,
did not
E-
make this a single cover of a magazine, and she's like, screw you guys.
even if she wore super duper cool athletic chic like sweatpants or whatever, they would still give her shit, even though they all know those are the coolest pants for guys or girls. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys get a bad rap when they wear girl pants.
Matt, I need you to
They're
Matt,
not women de fufu or whatever.
I need you to use your best German accent for RFK in this meme.
Oh boy, it's been a minute since I've done this side of that war. All right. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta mute so I can prep it.
You are harboring fat people under
You are
the
harboring
floorboards, are
fake
you
people.
not?
Okay, Brahma, that's cool.
You said you were going to mute. I thought you would
Yes.
take more than a
No.
second.
That's all. I just needed to say 999 a few times.
9.
All right, let me start it up again.
right.
I'll come right back in.
Hit it.
Gotta rev the engine. You are harboring fake people under the. I went fucking Kiwi
You
almost
went straight into
immediately.
Kiwi.
Oh, is it because tonight's show is sponsored by Smokey?
It's
Could be.
true.
Who was laughing?
Who was
Bride of
laughing at me
Slender?
in the background?
I think that was Bride of Slender.
That was Brad.
Of course it was Pride.
You are
Nobody else's
harboring
wives and
fat
girlfriends
people
watch
under
our
the
shows.
floorboards, are you not?
Well, Shredda is. No, she's on the phone, but she's in the room with me actually.
I would think you would know if she was the one laughing at you. She's
Where
in the room.
is your red
She
number
knows better.
5?
I told her your policy about hearing women speak on this stream because it's your main one.
Yeah.
So she's been quiet over there.
It's kind of like my my rules against hearing children's laughter. Nobody should have to.
I was unaware of these rules.
Oh, really?
Oh, Boost makes a good point. Maybe if I try to do an Irish accent, it'll come out as German.
It'll fix it.
Yeah. Maybe not specifically Irish. I don't know because every as everyone knows, every accent has a counter, like an
Every
opposite.
accent has a
Yeah. Right. So when you do one,
I must have missed that.
I'm gonna need an
physics
explanation on
from
that one.
I got it.
Newton.
No, I got you to explain. Listen. So
Every
the Canadian
accent has an equal and opposite accent.
yes. So the Canadian accent is just a monotoned Irish accent. That's a fact.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Okay.
one.
How about that?
I thought
yeah,
it was a
don't-
worked up South Dakotan accent.
No.
So, a bunch of plebs are out there playing rock, paper, scissors. We play German, French, Canadian.
Like, listen, right? Oh yeah, what you talking about, eh? Out here, what's your talking about, eh? Oh, okay, all right. The Irish one. Listen,
Oh, don't you know?
This is
Oh,
really out
Sorry,
there.
pal.
I like somebody posted that Melania looks like she's ready to go full Kung Lao and whip out her secretly saw bladed hat at any
She just
potential
splits
bad
the
guys.
banana.
thank you, Boost, for the support.
Smokey for another 5 New Zealand Australian dollars. Mad's Kiwi accent is unmatched. It's true.
That is a fact, and that
Do
is.
you want to read that? Do you want to read
Oh.
that in your Kiwi accent?
Meat's Kiwi accent is unmatched. Cool, right? Yeah. By the way, does New Zealand and Australia, do they have different currency?
No. Yes. They're two
I was
different
gonna say,
countries.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they have different currency.
Okay. Guess what? There's a whole continent over there called Europe. They all have the same money. Don't they all use euros?
Now, except for
Well,
the
used
countries
to.
that don't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and usually most of them you can use euros or you can use like local currency like dinar or the British pound,
I feel like
francs.
I feel like if any country you would use bottle caps, it would be New Zealand, Australia.
Okay.
Bottle
I-
caps is a reference to Fallout. Remember?
Yeah, I get the
didn't play
reference,
Fallout.
but I
Because there's a
also like
hellhole over there,
Smokey
and
and don't
everybody
want
kills
him
me.
to decide he hates me.
I
so,
said,
He's made
if
that
any
decision long
country-
ago, Slender.
shh. He hasn't made up his mind yet. I can still win him. I can still win him over.
Are they called the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar? Wow. Very
I mean,
creative.
that's what I'm going with.
Oh no, I saw somebody say that in the chat as well.
Yeah, FKHC. No, we just like to sometimes give Smokey crap because he's a New Zealander, so we have to throw Australia in there somehow.
I mean, how could you not? It's the only country that actually exists of the two.
I mean, New Zealand doesn't even appear on world maps or globes.
Oh, and ever since the Mandela effect, it's in the wrong spot. The real
that's
thing.
just in your mind.
No, that's a real thing. You can Google it. It's
So-
Googleable.
This is already on the whitehouse.gov
Googleable?
site. They're, I guess, uploading out as they come. These are the executive actions that are already done. And this is
It would have been
page
great if
1.
just for the hell of it, he had been like, by the way, we're taking away George Soros's Medal of Freedom. Screw him.
Also, Disney Star Wars is no longer canon.
So look at this. This is
Miles
page,
Morales is Miles Morales.
This is page 1 of 5. It's like
Yep,
so
they're
far.
already filling up whitehouse.gov.
All right, so what do we got so far? Restoring names. Restoring names that honor America greatness.
Oh, it's gonna be Fort Hood again.
Aunt Jemima?
Mount McKinley is renamed, so that's Denali is back to Mount McKinley. The Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
And I mean, by laws of dibs, Mexico has to acknowledge that it's Gulf of America now.
Hold on. The Secretary of the Interior may solicit public and intergovernmental input regarding additional patriots to honor in light of America's semi-quincentennial. So it's the 250th birthday.
250th anniversary. So he's going to preside over the Olympics, the semi-quincentennial, and the World Cup in the next 4 years. And the media has been making,
I know.
not the media, Twitter has been making up this firestorm about this speech that he gave a couple nights ago, where he was like, because it was rigged, I was never going to be the president during these things. Because it was rigged, now I get to. And they're like, so you're admitting it was rigged? And he's like, no, what I'm saying is you guys rigged 2020. If I had been the president from 2020 to 2024, I wouldn't now be the president during all these events that I brought to America, the World Cup and the Olympics.
I'll say this, for every reason that he possibly could have had for rigging it, him rigging it just to be the president during the World Cup is probably my favorite.
Yes, because everybody knows that is our sport.
Yep.
Soccer.
I was there. I was like, no, Elon, don't rig it. And then he told me, but the World Cup. I'm like, oh, I got to do it because of the Zuzus. What are those things called? Remember?
Zuzu
Zuzu
Velas.
rodeos?
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
I get to
Zuzu
bust
Velas.
out my Zuzu Vela.
No, it's a Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzelas, not a Suzu rodeos.
Is it a Zuzu
but-
riot?
That's
Zoot
a
Suit
Zoot Suit Riot, and that's
God
different.
dang it.
But I am looking forward to him just having a conversation with Newsom in the next couple weeks. He's like, all right, we've got 2 years before California hosts the Winter Olympics. Do you think we might be able to get the fires under control in that time?
Well, they keep asking Johnson if you're not going to put any conditions on the aid to California, are you? And he's like, yeah, we are. Because and he says, and it's a good answer. He's like, look, if someone's mismanagement led to the problem, we're not just giving them a blank check. We're going to put conditions on it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sometimes
they
you get
talked
the
about that like it was the most horrible thing anyone could ever say, and I'm like, that sounds like a good idea to me.
clearly
here-
the carrot hasn't worked to this point with California. I think it's time for the stick.
Yeah.
A little
So-
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
We're on page 2. Let's see if any stick out. Reevaluating, realigning foreign aid. Promoting beautiful federal civic argument. I love that these are very Trumpy.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the one that says,
Oh,
if you burn a flag, you go to jail.
Here we go.
Putting
Putting
people
people
over
over
fish.
fish, stopping
He named
radical,
that
Screw the smelt. We love people, not smelt.
stopping radical environmentalism to provide water to Southern California.
Oh, I got the perfect title. We'll say putting people over fish. Go for it. That's the title.
Oh, this
No.
is
No, it's got to be smelting people's bad. Get rid of the smelt.
Nobody gives a
Um,
shit about a 3-inch fish.
here we go. Realigning the
Forged
United
in
States.
fire was never meant to be Americans.
Clarifying military's role in protecting the territorial integrity of the United States. Greenland, we're coming for you.
Greenland's gonna happily just come along with it. I mean, Denmark's gonna be like,
Wait, can you go
we
up?
can't
You're
do
going too
anything.
fast.
Okay.
Because I actually wanted to see these.
Okay.
I was at the memorandum to resolve the backlog of
Security
clearances.
clearances.
Okay.
Declaring national emergency at the southern border. This is where, all right, so this is the fancy way of saying I'm taking the 51 security clearances away.
I like how there's no space in accountable for.
Restoring
I do, so-
accountability to policy influencing positions within the federal workforce. So this actually addresses something. What they did under Obama was they converted appointee positions to career bureaucrat positions so that Trump wouldn't be able to just fire them. So they are
They basically
converting
said
them.
you get you get lifetime careers if you were working underneath one of the people who did not get reelected.
No, and these were previously appointed positions that served at the leisure of the president.
Right. They were
And
trying
so-
to Trump-proof the government.
So what that's called is burrowing. That's so they were burrowing them into the bureaucracy to be saboteurs. And so Trump is converting them all back to to appointed and firing them.
Joe Biden made a lot of prairie dogs out of our politicians. We're gonna get rid of the burrowing. No more prairie dogs.
Here we go, withdrawing the United States. Oh, this is the TikTok one where he's putting off any enforcement against TikTok so they can sell it. Although now he wants the U.S. to own 50% of it, which is gonna. I don't know if that's gonna
He's
fly.
still basically saying
Yeah.
that they have to sell 50% to the U.S. and work in
I'm just
conjunction
saying,
with the U.S.
Everybody knows your data's getting stolen. Why not get it stolen from me and not Chinese?
If you go on Truth Social, which is also owned by some Chinese nationals. I'm kidding.
But they're the good ones, not the other ones.
Here's the January 6th
They're the
pardons.
Singaporeans.
Yeah. I think they're from Hong Kong. I'm not sure. Well, not now. I
Alright.
guess that doesn't count now because Hong Kong.
So, all right, this is the America First International Environment. That's pulling out of the climate Paris Accords. Again, hiring freeze. So there's no new hiring in the federal government. Regulatory freeze. So no new regulations can be published. Return to in-person work. I can tell you from my group chats with some people who work for federal government, they're all annoyed about this. But too bad. This is what they get for being federal employees. They have to go to in-person work 5 days a week. Ending the weaponization of the federal government, restoring.
When you
free
get their
speech.
pensions, you should have to go into freaking
Wait.
work.
The ending the weaponization of the federal government. I feel like I need more context
here we
on
go.
what that means.
No more lawfare. We're done with it.
So it's speaking to the previous administration's systematic campaign against its perceived political opponents, weaponizing the legal force of numerous federal law enforcement agencies and the intelligence community against those perceived political opponents. So it's basically what Obama and Biden had been doing.
Right. Yeah. But I think what it should be is if whether or not they're your quote unquote political opponents, if they're not committing crimes, they shouldn't be investigated.
So this is interesting. It is the policy of the United States to identify and take appropriate action to correct past misconduct by the federal government related to the weaponization of law. He's going after the people who did it now. This is directing them to go and try to charge or prosecute or hold accountable anybody who was weaponizing an agency and its tools against people.
Rightly so.
Rightly so. So this is, by the way, this is what's going to be known as the Pam Bondi Directive. because as she talked about in her confirmation hearings, when they kept trying to get her to say she wouldn't go after anybody. And this is also why Joe Biden put out a preemptive pardon for anybody who worked with, or was part of the January 6th committee in Congress.
It's basically this isn't retribution. We're actually looking for justice.
Yep.
Lawfare is about retribution. Going after people who actually break the law is justice.
Now here's one. This is the Elon Musk portion of the executive order, where he says specifically, not limited to the Department of Justice. Here you go. The Securities and Exchange Commission over the last 4 years, and identify any instances where a department or agency's conduct appear to have been contrary to the purpose and policies of this order, because this SEC is continuously going after Musk and his companies to find them and try to get them. So, and that was, a lot of people believe it was at the direction of the Biden administration to do that. So this is, going to be a predicate to basically pulling back all their charges that they filed against him through the SEC.
And we got to stop them before they pour the bleach on their hard drives or whatever.
Now this Chad, you'll probably want to answer this one after we're done. We'll just highlight it now and get to it after we're done with this. But is it even legal what he did? It has been done many times before. He went a little bit sweeping, but we'll get.
But this is actually more. His is more traditional than what Biden did. We'll get to that. Yeah,
that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
is it even legal what Biden did? Is what he's asking.
Oh, what Biden did? I thought he was okay. I thought he was.
Well, he didn't.
People like Fauci, giving a blanket pardon preemptively.
Yes,
well, that has been done before.
But he did not specify whether he's talking about Brahma, talking about Trump or Biden.
He did, because in the next statement he said, for people like Dr. Fauci.
Well, I didn't have that context at the time.
All right, so the DNI, DNI is Tulsi. So this is a directive for the DNI to look over the entire intelligence community and what they were doing. This is actually
do that in one day.
I believe. Well, she's not going to do it in one day. She's not even appointed yet. But I think this is actually going to be the most impactful thing, because the DNI and the intelligence community, there's a big. They use them. Don't forget that it was intelligence investigations that were used to go after Trump when he ran
the FISA stuff,
with FISA, and they do all sorts of shenanigans to get your stuff there. So, I think this is going to be the most impactful part there.
We can move on to the other ones, because there's a ton to go through.
Yeah,
that one was just very vague in the titling.
All right, so this one was great. This was basically he just rescinded a shit ton of, like, every single one listed here were executive orders that Biden had done, and he just rescinded all of them in one executive order.
Did it include the Keystone Pipeline or not?
I think it did.
Here we go. Was like the first thing that Biden signed.
Just for the sake of look at this scroll of how many executive orders there. These are all the ones he rescinded. It's still going.
Well, yeah, but how many of those executive orders were Joe Biden executive orders that reversed everything Trump did the first time?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's well, no, he added some new ones that his aides or whatever told him to add. You know what I mean? They weren't
it's also all just... We've got to stop playing the executive order game.
Yeah.
And Trump, he's done it now. He's rescinded all of these.
He has to.
You have Congress. You need to start getting these things actually put into
laws
law.
Out of them.
Yeah,
I can't keep playing executive order game.
No, because this is how it's going to be every time we get in. The other party is in power. We're just going to see everything get reversed, and then things add, and it's going to go back and forth. I'm fine with doing the executive orders with the intent of it becoming a law. If you're putting it in place and you're going to put it in the hands of Congress and the Senate and get it actually made into law, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I hate this shit.
I almost feel like an executive order should have like a 2-year limit. And if in 2 years they have not decided to turn it into a law, that executive order is done and cannot continue.
That's exactly how bills work, right? Bills, when they go up or they get stuck in committee or whatever, there's a time where you have to resubmit it.
Well, if it doesn't get passed. But yeah,
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But what Slender's doing would be more akin to to a recess appointment when
Almost like a sunsetting.
when if you use recess appointments, it's only good till the end of that congressional term, and then you'd have to either get them fully,
The new Congress has to take it up.
yeah, or they'd have to be kicked out of the job.
Right.
So, and that's in the Constitution, so it would make sense. There's a precedent for that. I do think it's funny. Trump was very personal that Jimmy Carter's death caused the flags to be put at half mast. So they did make a point of doing full,
just for
full
inauguration,
staff
and
for
then it could go
inauguration,
back to half staff.
Yep.
All right, let's pause the screen share on this
Sure.
because you can keep it in the back
Okay.
if we wanted to do more. But Copy Kitty for $10 says, I've been dying to ask this all day. Why can't Trump issue an insane sweeping pardon that ends up ultimately challenging the scope of what Biden has done? I think I need a little bit more clarification on what you mean.
You can't undo
Copy.
his pardons, though.
So
Yeah,
pardons are a
You
plenary
can't
power. You
unpardon a
can't undo
pardon.
them. Now, Biden didn't pardon himself, but that would
No,
be
he didn't.
So you could, in theory,
Or Dr. Jill.
or Dr. Jill. But I think Dr. Jill is probably the one person who
What, you mean
wasn't.
the real president?
Dr. Jill probably wasn't cash generating the way the other Bidens were. she was a spender. So
she was just getting the money from the rest of the family. So, but yeah, you can't unpardon by doing another pardon. I mean, it's once the president's done it, it's done it, or he's done it. I mean, it's just kind of the way the system works. It's
Now-
stupid.
Well, the intent. This was not the intent.
No, it's not the intent.
Yeah, it's stupid how it has evolved to this. Like, oh, hey man, remember me? We're in 5th grade. Since you're leaving the office of the presidency, you think you could pardon me on some shit?
Remember
on
how
paper,
we
I'm
all
federal.
got really rich in the Burisma deal in 2014? Can you just pardon everybody in the family back to 2014 like you did for Hunter?
Are they investigating you? Well, I got the feeling they may.
It'd be
let's just
funny
cover our
if they
bases.
then go after Joe on it and all of them are forced to testify against him because he granted pardons to all of them. It's still not going to end up with anybody actually being punished for all the crap that they pulled.
No, but
And
I
the
still want
Fauci,
the truth.
the Fauci one is ridiculous. So is the J6 committee. I mean, those are egregious.
Well, everyone has known from the beginning, pretty much. Well, from, I guess, more the end of the lockdowns, that Fauci did some illegal shit. Like, we've all known that. I don't know why he hasn't already been tried. Like, you were funding gain-of-function research in China. We know that's illegal.
Well, we were doing it in a sneaky way, though. Did you? I think you
Yeah,
forgot that
yeah.
part.
It wasn't directly through the federal government. It was monies sent through everybody else
Yep.
to go
It's not
to
a
those
shell, not like one of those
shell
shell
companies.
companies. It was
Yeah.
totally different. It was a shell organization.
All right, as continuation of the $10 super chat, meaning if Trump said, I pardon all tax evaders, that would obviously prompt a challenge to the pardon power. Maybe?
What?
So if he just gave a sweeping pardon to anybody who said, I'm not going to pay taxes this year.
You
Yes.
think at some point,
Just like Biden just gave a sweeping blanket, pardon to a whole bunch of people for anything they might have done, would that not prompt a challenge
Oh.
to
you think that's the point
the
where
pardoning
the
powers?
judicial branch steps in and goes, this is beyond the scope of your power? No.
But then you would have to, that would actually be a challenge to the plenary powers
Yeah.
and say, this is what we're defining it as. So
Yeah,
that this can't happen again.
Could he?
I like the idea copied. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it would be done either way.
No,
and I
that's-
don't know
no.
that it would turn out the way we think it would.
He would have to title it to stop executive order abuse. I pardon. You know what I mean?
It's to stop pardon powers.
Right. Yeah. To
limit it.
Yeah. But it would
I
have to
hereby
be.
pardon myself from 2020 to 2028
So all
for
right.
no
So
apparent reason. But that's the future. Yeah, I plan on committing some crimes here in the next
Also,
couple of years.
I pardon Matt, who hasn't paid taxes in quite a few years, but he's a good guy. Make sure you subscribe.
To answer the
got blowed
question,
up.
all right. To legitimately answer the question, the president could pardon you for any previous crime committed, ongoing crime committed, or crime committed up till the end of the president's term.
Right.
That's a federal crime.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't,
federal level
and
only.
you can do a blanket. There was the case that controls was from the early 19 teens called Burdick versus United States. That's still the only Supreme Court precedent addressing it, and it basically said that the crime does not necessarily need to have been charged in the act of being prosecuted or convicted for a pardon to be given. So a president can pardon before a crime is charged.
What if it hasn't even been committed yet?
It technically, this is where it gets touchy. The president can basically give you, regarding federal charges, because it is a plenary power that evolved from the king, he can just say, you are pardoned of any and all offenses against his majesty. In this case, you are pardoned of any and all offenses against the federal government. And you can be as sweeping or as general as you want to be. The Supreme Court basically said you don't have to give a specific crime. There is a case on blanket pardons, and it goes back to Woodrow Wilson.
I love picturing Hunter and like one of his boys. He's like, whoa, Hunter, you can't smoke crack here. That's a state offense. Now, if you come over here, it'll be this exclusive federal jurisdiction. You'll be good. You're pardoned.
Now,
while
it
we're
did
talking
also.
about this, I'm going to bring up these just to look at.
Yeah.
These are the ones from DeepL.
Now, the same case also established that a person can reject a pardon and not accept it. But I don't, like, for instance, when all these people like Fauci are like, oh, I didn't want a pardon. Well, then reject it. No, I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you don't want to. Because that dude is like, no, I'm pretty comfortable up on this cross. I will not accept this pardon. Follow me.
I mean, technically, that's what most of the disciples did. But yeah.
Yeah. So
Look, he had 3 rooster calls. What do you call it? What did cockadoodle doos?
Cock crows.
Crows of the rooster by the third crow.
Yeah. That was a pretty fair. By the way, that was pretty fair, right? You gave him 3. Old Testament God gave everyone
count to
1
3.
at most.
I mean,
yeah,
that's what we give our kids on crossing the road or getting back to us as they're trying to cross the road. This was irate specialist too. So
yeah, just to get into the details of the case that I'm talking about, it came because Woodrow Wilson wanted people to have to testify in court regarding a matter, so he gave them blanket pardons, so they'd have no Fifth Amendment protections because there would be nothing to incriminate against them. That's why the Supreme Court made the choice that a pardon could be rejected, because Woodrow Wilson's reason for giving these pardons was to force them to have to testify against people because they'd no longer have any charges. So the Supreme Court said a pardon did have to be accepted. Now, in the case of Biden, all of the people involved are clearly accepting the pardons, so they lose the ability to plead the Fifth Amendment in court.
Oh, breaking news. Court of Black. Don't you laugh over there. You're supposed to be silent. Anyways, it's handmaiden time. Anyway, so breaking news. Court of Black Garrett gets messed up and responded to a DM on Twitter. That means he looks at him. Oh, I'm about to abuse that shit.
He looks at him about once a month.
Well, I mean, I could send it to him like a couple hours ago. Although this is like no cap.
It's been a busy day.
No cap. He has I looked up like who looks at my Twitter the most. He was number 1. Okay.
How do you know?
You'll have to send me how to do that.
Yeah, there's no tracking that shows you that.
Because I can almost guarantee that Matt doesn't look up mine.
No,
I looked at yours before.
This is our president and first lady.
I mean, at least for once, the wife would be getting bent over the desk.
That's true.
Instead of the intern?
Yes.
I said that's true.
Pretty sure she... Anyway. I'm going to keep it clean.
All right. We're down to the last 12 minutes. What do we think we're going to see as far as the JFK files, some of the other stuff that we think are going to be declassified in the next couple days?
Epstein.
I think Epstein, JFK, maybe. There's not a chance in hell the P. Diddy files are going to be uncovered
it's an active
right now
case. They can't,
because it's an active case. I mean, you're not going to throw away the case just to say who is on that list.
No, but because it's also an active case, they could go to court and get that shut down. Like
Right.
anybody,
But Epstein's dead. Ghislaine Maxwell has been convicted of a crime where there is apparently no victims.
I also think that technically, given the length of time since Epstein was doing these things, statute of limitations may have run on a lot of things. So I don't know, like unless he murdered somebody, and he may have.
Murdered that
Statute
ass. Sorry.
statute of limitations on a lot of things is like 5 years. So we've got the 9/11 files. I thought, yeah, I'm intrigued by because if there's a lot of the 9/11 report that was classified because it related to Saudi Arabia.
Look, I'm cool if they like have some interns that are worthless. They're the ones that are doing all the releasing of all these.
Who is playing that?
Not me.
I can't hear you, Brahma.
Yeah, Brahma's mute. Like not.
Yeah, I muted myself so I could look at this tweet because it's Trump talking about
well,
Kinzinger
we could hear
constantly
it.
crying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I was able to play, but you couldn't hear me because I muted all audio. So
Well, if I can just finish because I don't want people to be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, how dare
finish.
you?" What I mean is, I want the focus of this administration to be on not only what will help this country be great again now, but also in the future. I don't want them to put too many like resources into what was, because that can burden you. I want us to
No.
move forward. Does that make sense? I'm cool if you just got some guys who are like, hey man, just go through these files. If you see anything juicy, put out a tweet or whatever. That's cool.
I think Slender was reacting to the burn you.
No, I was reacting to him starting to get into unburdened by what has been.
Oh yeah. It's a good line. It's catchy.
Ooh, I just read John Bolton also had his clearance revoked.
Oh no, why?
In the part about John Bolton, Trump's executive order wrote, former National Security Advisor John R. Bolton published a memoir for monetary gain after he was terminated from the White House in 2019. The book was rife with sensitive information drawn from his time in government. The memoir's reckless treatment of sensitive information undermined the ability of future presidents to request and obtain candid advice on matters of national security. Publication also created a grave risk that classified materials was publicly exposed. To remedy these abuses of public trust, this order directs the revocation of any active or current security clearances held by. And then he lists off John Bolton. So
nice.
It's great. It's all happening. And Ohio State is kicking Notre Dame's ass right now. So.
Oh dang it! Why would you? I forgot the game was going on. I would watch the highlights afterwards. I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear anymore.
31-7.
Why would you?
I don't want to hear anymore. So he immediately tells you
tells
more.
me the score. Yeah. So now I have no reason to go look at the
people
highlights.
Come to our stream for the political talk, and then you just decide to spoil a game for everybody who might have been watching us.
Number one,
the national championship.
Somebody who's watching political talk on a national championship night isn't interested in the game enough to actually watch it.
I am. I watch the highlights. They do a summary of the whole game that you watch. It's like a 15-minute video. I always
Mad was here as a friend.
Yep.
Number 2, Matt didn't even know the game was happening.
He did on some level.
I think I would have figured it out when I went like, oh, people are talking about that game. Let me stop looking at things so it doesn't get spoiled for me. I can go watch the highlights.
You don't even
and
like.
Then Chad's like, I don't care. I love nothing more than to ruin everything.
I had to watch the goddamn Eagles win yesterday, so I'm salty about that.
Bro,
friggin' Rams had that at the end and they gave it up because Stafford sucks.
If I would have told you at the beginning of before the season started that there would be 2 NFC East teams in the conference championship, are those the 2 you would choose?
No, it would have been the Cowboys and Eagles.
Yep.
Now I'm starting to feel like Slender on a Friday night.
Welcome to my world.
I'm actually, I don't know about you, Chad, but I'm actually kind of rooting for the Washington football team. I've refused
I
to
am
call them by that other name.
100%.
Anybody but Casey.
I am
When you get Chad and
100%
Matt in
rooting.
the same room,
Yes.
they can't shut up about this shit.
Mad. My father did not understand how much I hated the Eagles till I was like, "You piece of shit, Sirianni."
Oh, this is
Yep.
a political show? Let's talk about football. Oh, this is an entertainment show? Let's talk about football. Oh, this is a porn? Let's talk about football.
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
to be
Slender.
fair-
Can I just have 2 minutes? I guess 2 more minutes. All I want to say is it doesn't matter. They're going to be sacrificed to the greatness that is Patrick Mahomes, who always reps that 903.
Josh Allen's kicking his ass this time.
Are you
I think
you're
he's
out your
got it.
damn mind? That's
All
my 2
right.
minutes. I'm up.
All right. Our
Trump's
good
foreign-
friend. Our
Culture.
good friend Culture Casino for $5 is trying to insult me. Little Chad is a superstar. Matt is a top-tier writer's room producer. Slender is a personality worth listening to. Hi, bro.
Oh God.
Wow. Shots
Well,
fired.
that really makes. Well, I mean, it's not your channel that I'm sending the chat to in 6 minutes. It's comics divisions. You just happen to be there because we needed a warm body.
So by the way, the Trump executive order on foreign aid halts it for the next 90 days to evaluate who gets to keep getting foreign aid. They need to come grovel to Trump and the Trump administration if they want that money to keep flowing after the 90-day halt. Good job there.
Thank you for the 5, Culture.
Yep.
You know what's great? I forgot which team you said was leading, so now I actually do get to enjoy it.
Well, when one pulls ahead,
Oh
by
well, yeah,
more
that's
than
true. Yeah,
the 7. I mean, you kind of know which one because he gave you a score.
Wow, thanks for
Donald-
taking that away from me immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald
That's
Trump
what I'm here for.
actually apparently sent a video address to the national championship game for halftime.
That said, one of you's gonna win, you'll be winners, the other of you will be Kamala. Very poorly run game.
Soul Assassin's the only one that's going to get it. We have a local lawyer, and he goes, "Hey, all you sports fans, when you're rooting for our favorite team, blah blah blah." He's like, "It's the 4 guy. It's just remember 444444444." It's he can use these commercials regardless of sport because he just refers to everybody as sports fans in our team. I hope that was Trump. Hey, sports fans. Hey, football fans. You know what I mean? It's very generic.
By the
There we
way,
go.
Mad, your city is one of the ones that's listed on the top 10 that is going to start immediately deporting this week. San Antonio, Denver, Chicago, and there's 7 others that they've already said, nope, these are the cities we're going into and just sweeping everybody who's got a criminal record out.
Hey, babe, there should be some
Nice.
apartments opening up soon.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell her to pack her bags.
Of course, was Inauguration Day, and earlier today, President Donald J. Trump had this message.
Hello to my great fellow Americans. This has been a historic and exciting day for our country. In recent years, our people have suffered greatly, but starting now, we're going to bring America back and make it safer, richer, and prouder than ever before. We will have a nation filled with compassion, strength, and exceptionalism. Through our power and might, we will stop wars and we will lead the world to peace. We will be respected again and we will be admired again, admired like we haven't been in many, many years. We'll put America first, and by doing so, we're going to make America great again. In less than 3 months since the election, you have already seen it happening. You can feel the excitement and you can see the confidence and spirit returning to our nation. Together, we're going to lead our country to glorious new heights. The golden age of America has just begun. To all of the players and fans watching tonight, I know it's been a long and difficult journey. It's been a long season. But you have 2 tremendous teams, and get to the game and go out and fight hard and fight fair and let the better team win. And I'm going to enjoy watching it. Thank you and good night.
Hey,
What he didn't tell you is he's going to be just putting his signature on things the whole time while he's watching.
Oh,
He's
for
like,
sure.
I do have
nonstop for the next 2 days.
I want to share. This is an important screen to share for you.
All right. Well, I mean, comics goes, very late, from when he's supposed to start, so we've got a little bit of time.
Yeah, so this is a 404 page not found error. Do you want to know what page this is?
Oh, I
Kamala's?
do.
No, this is the Office of Gun Violence Prevention for the WhiteHouse.gov. They
Nice.
took the page down. No more. It's gone.
Wait, so they ended gun violence?
They ended.
I'm-
Yeah, they ended.
They ended giving a crap about
what
everybody crying about gun violence. That is a
Oh,
non-leading cause of death.
Yeah.
Now they should put it in its place just a picture of Fauci and be like, this guy killed more people than guns.
allegedly, metaphorically.
Allegedly.
So this is pretty. This is for people who are gun enthusiasts. This is going to be a big deal.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I actually have a song that I gotta send you. You're gonna love.
Yep.
Dad, it's for you only.
So I'll take that off the
And-
screen.
We got $1 from Deeple 101. Let's go Buckeyes.
Man, their chant the Ohio. I hate it. Hate it so much. I was on 6th Street when the one year when the Longhorns lost to them, and all of them were there on 6th Street, and all you would hear at every bar is that stupid I hate them.
You know what I hated? I took my daughter to the Avalanche New York Rangers game, Chad. And during the national anthem, all of these idiots that were, at this is in Colorado, it's all the idiot New York Rangers fans are sitting there during the national anthem. Every time she would pause, let's go effing Rangers, as loud as they
What?
could. It's like, no,
You were
allowed.
hold on, you
you
were
were
in
allowed
Colorado,
to
right?
Uh-huh.
Would you have preferred they said "Viva Mexico"?
No, I prefer that during the national anthem, like the rest of the teams, if there's a part of the song that pertains to your team, then you could shout that word, like stars or red, that kind of thing. But just saying, let's go effing Rangers every time there's a break in the song, every time she takes a breath, not okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
number one.
That's disrespectful.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Number one, they were probably drunk off their ass. They
Of course, it's hockey.
clearly reside in Colorado, so
Not so clear.
I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, I know that there's someone in your house who wears a Rangers jersey and resides in Colorado. So,
Oh, I will show you an example of what I'm talking about.
All
with,
right. By the
people
way, it's
using the words.
For Davina over here, bum stocks are legal again. They've been legal for several years because there was a Supreme Court case. Clarence Thomas wrote the opinion saying that the ATF erred in creating a rule to ban bum stocks. So they've been legal for a few years now.
I'm going to try to find on Twitter. Keep going. I'm going to try to find on Twitter the funniest
I got it.
sports thing I've ever seen.
Chad, what's your favorite pre-game ritual that you've seen done in stadiums? Like you have Minnesota with the skull. I think that's freaking awesome.
By the way, yeah. So these are from I think Josh for you, Brahma. This is some of the AI
some
work.
of our new thumbnails.
So cool how AI photogenic you are, and everybody does these.
Actually, this one is the one that captures, I think, more of Brahma than just slouched over with the bourbon.
He would never dress that fancy.
Well,
Well,
where's
I don't
the smoking
I have
jacket?
the almost exact jacket.
No, the jacket, yeah, but I'm talking like the
pants. No, I'm not. wearing
and
pants.
the nice vest and the shirt. It all looks very tailored. I'm sure you have a personal tailor that lives on the Brahma's estate.
All right, yeah.
Yep.
So all right, I'll stop sharing so you can take it off the stage.
I can just do that.
To answer chat, tax stamp for suppressors might be ending. That would be if they pass the Hearing Protection Act, which has been introduced in Congress for the last 15 years. It hasn't moved in the Senate when it's managed to get passed by the House. So I don't have any expectation at this point, unfortunately, because people are convinced that somehow a suppressor is like it in the movies where it just goes pew pew and makes like no noise, when that's
Okay.
when a suppressor still sounds loud as F, it just keeps you from blowing out your eardrums if
Right.
you're shooting it.
Yes. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like if a regular shot going off is like 150 decibels, with a suppressor it's about 115. It's just not going to make your eardrums bleed.
Well, and also the caliber is going to play a part in
Now,
that as,
yeah,
as
I will
well.
say if you get a 38 special subsonic with a suppressor on like a rifle, it's going to be quiet as F. Yeah, so you can get stuff, but those rounds usually, the rounds you can get to be super super quiet are not rounds that are like it's 22s, it's 38 special. It's not going to be like what you're thinking of when you think of like a 308 or a 556 coming out of a I mean, you're not special forces running, black 300 blackout with a fully kitted,
Now,
stuff.
Chad,
right there.
I think some people may be wondering: are you a gun guy?
No, I don't.
No, okay.
I lost them all in a boating accident, unfortunately.
I mean, you can still be a gun guy without owning guns.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
a bro
I do.
guy, but I don't date a bro.
I am I am bro curious a lot of the times.
We all are. If anybody tells you they're not, they're lying.
And to answer your question about that, because I also live in Virginia and have a lot of friends who went to Tech. Tech's entrance is my favorite.
Oh, the Inner Sandman?
Yeah, and that should
It's
actually
awesome.
trigger. It actually registers on the Richter
Yeah.
scale when they do that. It's like a 2 or a 3.
It will, man. It will give you chills, dude. It's crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
really
found the video. Unfortunately, it's on TikTok, so I'm not sure how this works, but we'll share it.
Oh, Donald
So-
Trump knows how it works. That's why it's still working.
He does now.
Great.
Say thank you, Mr. Trump.
Looks like Brahma's
So-
a communist now.
The caption is, nobody told the kids singing the anthem about Canes fans. This is in, it's the Carolina Hurricanes. So they have a specific place where they yell in the national anthem. The kids
Those
get
poor
freaked the hell
kids.
out.
No shit. 15,000 people screaming red at you as you're trying to perform.
Right.
That's why
I mean,
kids should be banned.
every time I have watched that, I have cracked up because it's like they go dead silent for like half a beat. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Guess who now has a fear of public speaking and singing?
Yeah.
Miss Green's second grade class.
It's fun. That was funny though. I mean, the stars do the stars. In Colorado, we sing along with, and our flag was still there. It has nothing to do with the team. It's just,
Well, yeah, it's
know.
like in here, like when you go to a Baltimore Orioles game, they do the O because it's the O's.
Fuck, I hate Ohio.
right.
It's Maryland. It's not Ohio.
I hate all of them.
Oh yeah. So I've got apparently we've got our favorite CNN commenter discussing the pardons on CNN right now.
Scott Jennings.
Scott Jennings. Yep. If I've
Nice.
got that clip ready to go, if you want to show
All right.
it.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just struck by the fact that we have a president again. I mean, look at this guy's day. 3 speeches, 196 executive actions, holds a 90-minute press conference narrating each one as he goes along. I mean, Joe Biden could not and would not offer the kind of transparency or vigor to the American people that we got here on day one from Trump. And tonight, Trump's going to throw on a tux and go to 3 balls. I mean, he's having an active day. I think it's going to be a massive amount of contrast here for a presidency like what we're going to see out of Trump and versus what we've had
I keep
out of
thinking
Biden.
of the
I was watching Trump today.
when he just said that, just the part in Zorro where Catherine Zeta-Jones was like, he was very vigorous. He was very vigorous.
Today, and Van and I were talking earlier today, watching him walk down the hall of the Capitol, and the words that came to mind to me were gritty, resilient, determined,
Van
and
Jones
audacious.
is like, you
There's
piece
not
of
like
shit.
a more perfect advertisement for the value of these qualities in modern America. I mean, you think about all the things that happened to him: winning, losing, the court cases, nearly being assassinated, It's rather audacious what he has accomplished, winning this election and taking office today. And you said you were in shock. Well, Republicans are in awe.
What about with the pardons? What's your take on that?
Here's what I think: were these people punished?
Because I want to break it up at least some. I will give the rest of the panel credit for allowing him to say all that without them going, "Oh my God, what are you talking?" You know what I mean?
I think they know it's his day.
Yeah, but still, you think they would have done that on MSNBC? You think Joy Reid would be like, "No, keep going. I'm not going to say anything."
What are they going to say?
Well, actually, to counter Mad's point, and I'm sure Brahma's seen it, Scott Jennings is also normally on another show on CNN that airs later in the evening, and the host and the panel usually interrupts him constantly when he's talking.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that that's countering his point. I think he's
It's
complimenting the panel
Yeah.
for actually not being ridiculous. for
That's
once.
exactly what I was doing.
Well, if they are, they're just making his point all the harder. That's the problem. They're between a rock and a hard place now. It's like,
Well, yeah, they did just have to write a big ass check, so maybe they're trying to be a little more considerate of what they say, because all reports are it was 40 to 50 million at least that they ponied up to settle that thing before it went to punitive damages.
Yeah, because they were going to get punished a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And then MSNBC has brought back Rachel Maddow as a 5-day-a-week correspondent.
I just thought that was because
show tonight.
after
after the first 100 days.
I was going to say it was after a few years of Biden's economy, even Rachel Maddow has to get more time. Clock.
Well,
more
she's
hours.
getting paid $30 million a year
crying.
to do a show right now, once a week.
she was talking on air today, and she was on the verge of tears the whole time. It was freaking glorious.
She was that
Lovely.
happy? Oh.
Yeah,
right.
she was just overjoyed.
Were they ruined
Let's finish,
financially?
Scott, then we'll get
Yes.
out of here.
Did they spend time in jail? Yes. Have their lives been ruined? Absolutely. And one of you said earlier, Van or Axe, that you think this sends a terrible signal that you can get away with things like this, as though we've never had a moment in recent American history when people were not punished for rampaging around when they shouldn't have been. It was the summer of 2020. And these people were actually punished. Those people were never even charged.
Hey, that's not true at all.
That is true. How can you?
100%
Completely true.
Yeah.
In fact, the person who just ran for president was bailing all of them out and paying for it, or asking for funds to bail them out.
And the person who ran for vice president was having his family members send messages
Sniff
about
the smell of tires burning.
Oh, but there was thousands that were never even brought in by the police, though,
because they didn't even
Right.
bother. Yeah.
Yes.
At all.
That's not true. Most charges are not.
Let him answer. But I do see it differently.
Oh,
in
hold
that,
on. Did you notice it was Scott Jennings' turn to talk, and he cut him off to let Van Jones finish making his point.
Arson, grand larceny,
I
destruction
don't
of
like
property.
it when people tear up
assault.
buildings at all. I'm not a part of some pro-riot, pro-crime lobby.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it cut off before the but. Yeah.
it was kind of like, you know what he's going to say. We can end it there.
Yeah.
All right, gents. Let's get out of here. Comics show is starting. I've got the chat set to throw it over to there, where obviously I'll be doing my usual spot. But Slender, what do you got coming up?
Just playing games and whatnot. We're probably going to start streaming a little more often, maybe Thursday night.
Mad as the other guest host tonight. What do you got coming up? Because I know you got a few things in the works.
Kind of insulted by the guest host. I thought it was. Anyway, yeah, got a new channel, Mad's new channel. You can just look up at Mad's new channel, no spaces, and you'll find it. Got a koala.
No spaces
koala.
and no apostrophes.
Well, yeah, it's because at Mad's new channel, you can find
you
it.
have no ownership of it.
The same way that you have at Brahma Bull without a space between Brahma and Bull.
Correct. But the apostrophe claims ownership.
Oh God. Anyway. But again, though, it's easier if people just put in Mad's new channel versus Mad's. Oh, I forgot to do that. Wait, do I need to capitalize this one to make it overcomplicated? It's very easy.
We're trying to make it easier for people to remember that there's no apostrophe. It's just Mad's new channel.
New channel. That's it.
Yeah.
Plural, not possessive.
Anyways, yep, got a couple cool things that are going to be popping up that we will hopefully be doing our flagship stream starting sometime this week. Like legit, not like that time where Brahma kept making me say that I was starting it next week, even though he knew I wasn't ready to start it. Not like that. It's different this time. I'm actually.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I mean,
Yep. Thank you.
I thought that
I
was
don't like
dead.
to lie to all of our audience, so I make Mad do it for me.
Well, I'm proud of you for coming clean about it.
Chad, what do you got coming up?
We have the Ascendant Art Podcast Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube or Grumble or wherever you want to watch it. That is of those two. So if you just search Ascendant Art, you can find the channel. Please sub. We're trying to grow the sub numbers. I did want to share one last thing that made me laugh was someone shared that Trump should randomly issue a blanket pardon for the last 20 years to some random electrician from Nebraska just to waste a bunch of reporters' time trying to figure out what he did.
Oh, yeah.
That would
Joe
be
the
hilarious.
plumber.
Joe the plumber. If you're unconditional pardon for any and all crimes. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so
Turns
send
out
in.
it's the most prolific serial killer in the last.
When I
50
pardoned
years.
him, I had no idea. I promise.
But if I hadn't pardoned him, you never would have found him on the state charges for killing all those people.
So you're
He
welcome.
didn't tell me, you know. Beyonce came to me and said, "Hey, this guy's a pretty good guy."
I'm just trying to make plumbing great again.
Oh, by the way, you know, this is not just a strange coincidence. I'll just throw it out there. Was it Cecile Richards, the former head of Planned Parenthood, passed away today? So that was an interesting timing.
Oh
That
no!
So she got
you know,
late.
on the latest of late term.
She got what, 70, 80 years longer than anybody that she worked upon.
Yeah,
Well, still,
she was 67, so that's
Okay, 67 years longer than
no,
anybody she worked.
but that's actually still relatively early. So I feel like there might have been, you know, some.
What for who you? Wait, I'm sorry. Are you? Do you think you're gonna make it to 67? I know I'm not.
I'm not trying to.
Oh yeah, no, Brahma's not. Yeah.
Brahma's lifestyle choices.
I'm hoping to.
I'm concerned that Brahma doesn't make it till like next year sometimes.
I mean, I'm going with Mad's theory on going to the doctor, so there's a good chance
Damn
I'll be
straight.
dead next week.
See, I can be a good influence on others.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, everybody in chat, thank you for coming and hanging out with us for a special episode. When we end the stream, which we're not going to do the intro as an outro, we'll just end the stream. We're going to go straight over to Comics Division's channel. I will be on there in a few moments as soon as I can get in there. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for the donations tonight, guys. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day celebrating Trump's inauguration, Freedom Day. And yeah, we'll catch you all later. Hope you have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay Gucci.